Welcome to another Cube video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy. Ooh, okay. So we got right into the draft, as you can see this time. There's a Tinker, which I have yet to be able to play with, and an Entomb. I love both of these cards. There's also a Breach, which is decent to remember about in case it wheels and I guess because the Lotus Petal. That's actually really awkward, the Lotus Petal, because the other thing we have to get either an LED or a Black Lotus. I was going to say if we could see like a Brain Freeze in the pack, this might wheel, but with Lotus Petal also in the pack, I'm way less interested in this. But who knows? Maybe if nothing else wheels and this does, maybe I'll take it. Um, I love this Entomb, and I'm going to hate regretting taking it probably, but I have yet to play with Tinker, and getting a pack one, pick one Tinker opens up a lot for us. This Strolling Tarn's not going to wheel, I'm just going to admit that now. Maybe we can get a Skull Clamp back or something, but yeah, let's take this Tinker. Okay, I don't hate this miscalc. Oh, it's straight into a Necromancy. That would have been great. Necromancy is definitely the pick if I would have taken the Entomb, and maybe we hope for the Bitter Triumph, but seeing how we did not, as I was saying, I like this miscalculation. I like this Talisman, but there's a lot of Talismans, so I'm not high on these. I don't hate a Path. Thirst for Discovery is kind of meh, and I don't really know what other colors we're going yet, so I think I'm going to stay in the blue line here, and I'm going to take Miscalculation, which I think is also the first time I played it on this Arena-powered cube. I also wouldn't mind just playing like a control deck with, with a Tinker finish maybe, or a tempo deck with a Tinker finish. We don't have to make the deck all about artifacts per se, but one of my buddies, Colton, back when I first made my cube in like circa 2014 maybe, he won a draft with Swordive Body in Mind, Aether Vial, and Blightsteel Colossus as his only artifacts, and he won that draft. And he won with Blightsteel most of his, I think 3/4 of his games. And we play like top four in finals because like we'd play for cash or whatever too. So yeah, that was a funny one. I wish I was recording back then or noting or whatever, but that was always a good one. Colton, if you're watching, I love you, buddy. Colton also being one of the best mans at my wedding, or was my best man. I had 3 groomsmen total. Okay, so we have memory lapse here. I'll stop going down memory lane. I think I really like memory lapse. I don't mind Night's Whisper. The problem with drawing too many cards is like you could always draw your big artifact that you don't want to cast, but I mean that's kind of like a oh well, you'll get over it. But I do like this memory lapse, I think, a little bit more. Plus, it keeps us in blue, and more importantly, it keeps cutting blue to our left. So maybe we get better blue cards in the pack second. Okay, here's a stock up. I love stock up because guess what? Unlike Night's Whisper, if we draw our Tinker plus our Fatty, we can just take the Tinker and put the Fatty on the bottom. I also really like this Narset in case we get any wheel effects. Master's all right. I don't hate a Ketria Triome. Also, I would love for this Talisman of Creativity to wheel. If it doesn't, one of these two will likely wheel. But yeah, I think we're going to take this stock up. Stock up's just fantastic if you're trying to play a combo deck. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay, it didn't pop up. It scared me for a minute. Okay, that is one of the things we're looking for is a portal. It does kind of suck giving up on the Mystical Tutor. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Mystical Tutor and gamble that this comes around. There's 3 more packs. We did pack on pick one the Tinker. I don't know why anyone else would take the portal. There are other things to tinker out into. I think because there's other things to tinker out into, we just really want this Mystical Tutor. I love this portal. But if you've watched some of my videos, the better videos where I've actually won matches are usually because I'm able to tutor into things. So I'm going to pray that there'll be three cards left, I think, if I'm mathing right, that portal wheels. And that's another good thing about pack one pick winning the Tinker is that that there's not that many big artifact payoffs. So it just removes a reason why someone would like, or not big artifact payoffs, because that's what portal is, but ways to get into the big artifacts is what I mean. Okay, here I like Malcolm. I also like Star. Hopefully we're able, if we do this, hopefully we're able to stack it to where we search first before we draw. I don't know if that's a thing or not. We haven't taken a single artifact yet, which kind of makes me want the star more. However, I think I'm still going to take Malcolm because Malcolm's a nice payoff if you're holding up counter spells and they don't play anything. You can still cast end of turn. At worst, I mean, that Revoker probably wheels. But we do need to start paying attention to artifacts a little bit more. This is not an artifact I'm interested in. We can play a Thieving Skydiver and tinker their artifacts. That's always fun. There's also a Thundering Falls, but there's also a Jace. And Jace is very powerful. And maybe, who knows, maybe the Magic Gods gives us a Time Walk in a later pack. With that said, I really need to start taking artifacts moving forward. Oh, this is a great one. Consult the Star Charts is a amazing card, but so is Currency Converter. It can help filter us. It can help spend our mana if we're holding up for counter spells. So if I didn't take if I had a couple more artifacts, I might be more willing to take the Consult because that's definitely another way to take Tinker. But we need to start getting artifacts, and Currency Converter is a great one. Okay, so I am going to take this Lotus Petal for a couple different reasons. I do like this Chain Lightning, but we're not currently red. So, but Lotus Petal is a 0-drop we can tinker with, so we can go turn 3, just land, play Lotus Petal, sack the Lotus Petal to the Tinker, and tap our 3 lands. I don't hate taking this bat either, but also someone took the Breach, and you know what? They can just not have this Petal on the wheel. No, if Lotus Petal wasn't there, I would take the bat, but I like I said, I need artifacts, so we're gonna take it. It's not going to be fantastic for us, but you never know. I don't want to pedal into stock up. I don't want to use pedal for tinker necessarily, unless I have like maybe turn 2. I guess if I have the turn 2 talisman, it doesn't even matter. So yeah, I don't necessarily want to pedal for the tinker either. Okay, so here is the Talisman of Dominance, or Indulgence, I mean, which is fantastic because it's black touching. Black being relevant for tutors. I wouldn't mind this Xander's Lounge either, as it's Grixis. However, this is an artifact we can tinker out of. This was the Portal pack, I believe, and that is abysmal that it did not wheel. I wonder who took it. But you know what? We're going to be an artifact-based deck. This Galvanic Blast is nice. And that's to finish my thought on this Indulgence, besides the Demonic Tutor, red has a ton of removal. And so oh yes, okay, awesome. And that's why I wanted this Talisman of Creativity to wheel, because, again, the red I just really value in these decks. I know, like, in my own cube, Oh, wait, I am so dumb. I said there was 3 cards left in the pack for this Portal. What did I think was wheeling out of that pack? You know what, though? I'm okay with being dumb, because we got Portal. So, laugh at me all you want. I got the card I wanted. Okay, we're going to take this Nova Hellkite. I don't think I'll play it, but, ooh, the Thieving Skydiver is the last card. That is fantastic. Okay, so we have a Grim Monolith, we have a Balance, we have a Caracas, we have an Atraxa. I love my Atraxa so much. If anyone knows me personally out there, I absolutely love resolving Atraxa triggers. I've won a lot of tournaments and top 8'd even more tournaments with this Atraxa. I absolutely love her. However, pause. This is a Grim Monolith, and Grim Monolith is pretty perfect for what we're trying to do. I do like having this Caracas, but unfortunately those aren't going to wheel. Atraxa is not an artifact. She's dang near everything else, but maybe we get a map back for like maybe a Tolarian Academy later or something. But yeah, this Grim Monolith I think is what we want. It also lets us like legitimately cast Portal or other big artifacts as well. Oh, and a Mana Vault? Maybe this Tezzeret will wheel. That would be really nice. This Oko is a notable pass. Kappa Cannoneer is not a bad one to pay attention to. There's another Talisman. Wishclaw Talisman I'm not normally a huge fan of unless you're like a Storm deck that's killing them on the same turn. But if we can get an Upheaval, 1, I'll be very happy. But 2, I don't mind Wishclaw Talisman for an Upheaval because we'll just get our Talisman back and then we can just use it again later. With that said, I think the fun in me, like the child in me or whatever, wants to have this Tezzeret Cruel Captain. I'm obviously not going to pass up a Mana Vault here, though, but maybe the Captain will wheel. Okay, here's a Tolarian Academy. I'm so sorry. A Candelabra of Taunos, which can untap a future Tolarian Academy, potentially. We obviously don't have a payoff for it yet, so I'm not even going to consider it here. But on the wheel, I will probably take it over most things. So what I am considering is this Preordain or this Ponder. I wouldn't mind an Unholy Heat on the wheel either. Let's see. So the problem I have with Ponder is that yes, it sees more cards. However, sometimes you see a good card and then you see two bad cards, and that's not great. Where like with Preordain, you're guaranteed to not leave any bad cards on top. So I think I am going to take the Preordain. If I had more fetches, and by that I mean I have literally zero, I might consider the Ponder. But if we're not fetching, I like Preordain a little bit more. I think like the Tinker is probably the only argument for that. Oh, there's a there's a brain freeze, but luckily we know that the um, breach is gone. So let's see here. I see the Titan. I think I like the Citadel more than the Titan. I'm just not impressed with these. I'm also not impressed with like Blightsteel Colossus. There's just so many things like that path we saw earlier. This unexpectedly absent. A lot of things that deal with these, and you don't get the trigger. Like that, I cut Wormcoil Engine from my cube a while ago, like a year or two ago minimum, for the same reason. So it's just too much mana to invest, even if you're tinkering it. So I'd rather just try to win the game with the Bolas' Citadel, I think. And also, we do have Grixis touching lands so far, or artifacts so far. Okay, this is a decent pack for us. We can go a couple different ways. There's a Yawgmoth's Will, which could help get rid of, or not get rid of, but like get back a countered Tinker. We have a Lotus Petal for the Yawgmoth's Will as well. We also just have a ton of mana generating, or a ton of mana generation. I don't hate Mere Battlesphere, but we already have two Tinker targets, and I think that's all you really need. There's also a Bauble. I like Bauble. Bauble's a 0-drop artifact that if maybe we can get a Tolarian Academy, that'd be nice. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bauble. Oh my gosh, an Upheaval. That's fantastic. Okay, so keep in mind we're passing up a Coalition and a Coveted Jewel. Coveted Jewel is... Okay, so there's going to be 2 cards left in this pack. 3 of them are artifacts I would love to draft. I hope one of those come back, but I'm not going to pass up this Upheaval. Like, we have Mana Vault, Grim Monolith, a couple zeros. Like, it's... Yeah, I'm so excited. Maybe we can actually draft a good Upheaval deck this time. Let's take that. Upheaval is just one of my favorite strategies. Speaking of strategy. Ooh, okay, there's a Frantic Search. There's also a Burst Lightning. I'm not interested in Spar's Headquarters, and there's just a bunch of black cards, basically. I'm not interested in Golos either. We don't have, like, so, like, if we had a Tolarian Academy, I would, but we don't, and we're not guaranteed to see one, obviously. I kind of like just having more interaction. We currently, I mean, we have a couple counter spells, but we currently only have one piece of burn. Yeah, I would take the Golos if we already had like a, I forget what it's called. If we already had a Mishra's Workshop or a Tolarian Academy. But seeing as we don't, I'd rather just take the card that we know will be good in our deck. So I do see this in stone, and we're not going to get it on the wheel because there's only 8 cards left. But this Retrofitter, fantastic. If we can get an Academy, even better. Balance Wield, that's incredible. Expedition Map is kind of like a Golos. We used it to some great effect, in my opinion, a few videos ago. Because we had Caracas, and that was nice. I don't hate Aether Spellbomb either. I need to make this pick. I think I'm going to go with the Balance. Oh, wait. I thought I had the blast. Okay, the Tinker or the Tezzeret came back. I definitely want that. I thought I had the blast highlighted. I guess I didn't. I'm so sorry. I keep having that mistake. I don't know why that came in. I hate that we don't have the blast. That's a shame. But you know what? At least this Tezzeret Cool Captain came back, and we can untap these artifacts. Okay, here I'm just gonna take the. If this was the one that my buddy Adam loves, I forget what it's called, but you can tap it for 2 and draw a card. I would probably take that over Candle, but I don't need Graveyard Hate, really, in my opinion. So I'm just going to take Candelabra, and hopefully we can get paid off for it. Okay, a Jace, if we like draw through our deck, is not the end of the world. I'm not interested in Tribal Flames or Cankerbloom. I'm not really interested in any of these. Let's just take the Raphaelos, because lulz. The Raffalophalos. Yeah, I'm really disappointed we don't have that burst lightning. That's a shame. Okay, Jewel came back. I I don't hate this. It's a cool thing to play and then tinker out of, which is kind of cool. So you get all the reward and your opponent doesn't. I would love. Oh my gosh, a Black Lotus. Maybe we get this Mox Opal on the wheel. I was gonna say I wouldn't mind a workshop at this point. We're not a very big workshop deck, but with the Jewel, it definitely wants us to have a workshop. So I would absolutely love this Mox Opal. However, we're not passing up a Black Lotus. Are you kidding me? Like, this is exciting. This is very exciting. Okay, let's take that Black Lotus. It's too bad we didn't take that breach. No, I wouldn't have taken that breach there in a million years. It was definitely either Tinker or Entomb for me. And in my own cube, I probably still take Tinker, but in like Paper Cube in general, I would definitely consider the Entomb a little bit more, as you have more reanimate spells that the Arena Powered Cube currently does not have. Okay, there's a Wasteland I don't necessarily need. There's a Sundering Titan. That's not a bad one. Oh, there's a Booster Tutor. Ooh. Yeah, we like a Booster Tutor. A Booster Tutor could be anything. It could even be a boat. I wouldn't mind a Sundering Titan on the wheel, but this isn't sideboards or whatever, and I don't think I'm going to play it over Bolas or Portal. But yeah, we love a Booster Tutor. That seems fantastic. I would like to get some like lands for fix. Oh my gosh, a Tellurian Academy. Yes, 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 we're doing it. I would not mind a DAC on the wheel, but I doubt it. I've seen crazier things though. Yeah, Tellurian Academy, baby. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'm so excited. Can you tell I'm excited? There's a Vampiric Tutor. We have Mystical and Vampiric Tutor. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm so ready to 0-3 with this deck. You have no idea. Okay, here's an Is It land. I'm not in love with it, but like we need fixing. And oh, there's a Trinket Mage that gets our Lotus. You can also get a Bauble or a Retrofitter. Trinket Mage just does so much for us. But you know what? I think this is likely to wheel. I really want to start getting some fixing because we need to be able to cast some spells. I mean, I guess black is actually more important than red currently. We do have 2 red touching talismans. We're about to run out of time. I'll take the Trinket Mage, whatever. Channel and Natural Order in the same pack and in pack 3. Well, I guess probably no one's going red. Okay, so here's an Expressive Iteration, which I like. However, we don't have a ton of red fixing, so I'm actually just going to stick to the Spell Pierce. I wouldn't mind Seething Song either, as it can help accelerate into some of these bigger things. But yeah, we're going to take the Spell Pierce. I think I would take the Expressive if I had better Grixis fixing. Okay, here's a blue-black tapped land, but we have no fetches. We don't have a lot of things that go to the graveyards. Like this Treasure Cruise is not fantastic for us either, so maybe we just take the blue-black land. Yeah, let's just take the blue-black land. Also, I noticed the Phoenix was highlighted there for a second, but I thought I highlighted the Rafine's Tower. I'm not sure how this works. I'm sorry. Okay, so I like the Sleight of Hand. I really do. I don't want to read all that. I'm sorry. You hate on me all you want. So I don't have a lot of time. So it's either the red land or the Sleight of Hand. I want to take the Sleight of Hand and just hope we can get more broken starts and get our Tinker earlier and just start portaling or Bolas Citadeling. One bad thing about not having a ton of fetches, it means like if we run into multiple lands in a row with the Bolas Citadel, it's going to be more problematic than if we had fetches. I wish Sensei's Divining Top was on the Powered Cube. I'm so excited. Are you guys excited yet? This deck gonna look so fun to play. Unfortunately, you guys have to see the atrocity I drafted and played with before you see this, but by the time this comes out, I do hope you enjoy it. It's going to be the best 0-3 I've ever had. Okay, we have a Spire Bluff. We have a ton of playables. None of these are like super exciting. I'm just gonna take the Spire Bluff. It's a little bit of fixing. It'll help. And I'm probably not gonna play this dragon, but who knows? I do like the Talisman as it's red fixing and it's another artifact. I really just want the Tolarian to kind of pop off. I don't mind Brazen Borrower. However, um, I really want this upheaval and stuff to be working, and I just want to guarantee that if I have Tinker, I have more artifacts. So I'm going to take the artifact. Yeah, see, I noticed that it highlighted over there too, but I clearly have this highlighted. I don't know. That's weird. Someone in the comments explained to me how bad I am and how that works. Okay, Dak did wheel. I don't mind a shell dock because we do have a couple cool payoffs. Third Path Iconoclast is actually also really nice. Maybe we're supposed to take that. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna stick with the deck. It helps with our curve a little bit more. We don't have as many um, threes as we have twos. Okay, subtlety is probably the take here. I don't hate the trumpeting Carnosaur, but I like the subtlety. Sure, let's take another talisman. I don't know if we're gonna play it. It is a black touching, which is probably more important than red touching. Sure, we'll take a natural order. Why not? Someone took the channel. There was an Emrakul in this pack. All right, I'm so excited. Let's see what this deck looks like. I'm sure some number of you are like, "Why didn't you take the 2-drop there?" But I'm biased. I want to play with deck. All right. So plus we have Retrofitter Foundry too, right? So it's not the end of the world. Okay, I'm so glad we took this Candelabra. All right. So we need to get rid of. Oh my god, we need to make so many cuts. Yeah, I don't know why planes are in here, but that's going away right now. Swamps I don't mind. I guess a mountain I don't mind either, but I don't have it. Like I can't fetch them. But okay. Hmm. We don't have any actual Moxen. Okay. Do we? I guess we're still a pedal deck because we have Academy. So this is obviously getting cut. We definitely need to cut one of these talismans, and I do think that okay. So we have a red blue and a black red. So maybe we in other words we have 2 red, and if we keep the talisman of impulse, that's 3 red. Where if we keep the talisman of resilience, that's 2 black. So I think I'm going to cut this one. I could see cutting the galvanic blast, but I mean this hits for 4. Okay, we're not going to play the Jace. Oh, the balance is why the white was. I'm so dumb. I'm sure someone was yelling at me. I honestly completely forgot about the balance, and I apologize for that. I mean, that makes the Rafine better. I guess I probably would have taken the Jeskai land had I realized that, and we had a blue-white land we could have taken that was highlighted for us even. Um, well, maybe we don't need the balance, but we have like Mystical Tutor and stuff for it too. This is a tough deck to build. I'm sure much smarter people than me are like, I already got it fixed. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to cut the subtlety. I don't think we need the subtlety. Trinket mages are so versatile, so I'm going to keep that in as well. I could see cutting the Dak and the Galvanic Blast to just make our mana better. Which, to be fair, the other card we took over Dak was also Izzet, so that kind of still checks out. Let's just see what this looks like. Because like I'm gonna keep Booster Tutor and Vampiric Tutor. That's very obvious. I could keep a Spire Bluff because it'll help cast other things, but like off the Booster Tutor. I mean, so we'd probably want like A planes. I still have a ton of. Why is this still 48 cards? I guess we just have a ton of 0/1s. This is 15, 16, 17. Yeah, it's 17 lands. I could cut a land because we have Black Lotus and Lotus Petal. That's kind of like it's kind of like a land between them. But that's still a ton of cuts to make. Okay, we can cut the Skydiver. I'm least happy about that one. Maybe even the Malcolm. You know what? I'm gonna trim on all the off-color stuff besides the tutors because duh. Which means maybe I also cut the Rafine and just play 16 lands. Wish I had that map. So we have 5 more cards to cut. Why is this so hard? I don't think we're supposed to cut the Jewel, are we? I guess I'd rather have the Citadel or the Portal. I'm gonna put the blue-black land back in. I can already hear some of you guys screaming at me. All right. I mean, I have some black sources up here too, but that's still like 7, I think. I guess Petal and Black Lotus are 8 and 9. I wish we had an Urza Saga. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna cut the Sleight of Hand. I can also cut some of the counters, but I guess if I'm tapping out for talismans, but if I have a counter, I don't have to tap out for the talisman. I guess I can just cut the cantrips because we have tutors. I could also see cutting. This seems blasphemous, but maybe I cut the tutors. But that just seems so wrong to me. Yeah, this is the problem when you just have too many good cards. Jace actually, I don't think panned out. Let's cut the Jace, and we need one more cut. Finally, maybe it's the Malcolm. I like the Malcolm because if you can ever get it upticked, like casting some of these would be fantastic. But honestly, like a lot of these are just better. Yeah, okay, let's cut the Malcolm. Let's try this. This wasn't necessarily fun to deck build, but I'm excited to play this deck regardless. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. And this Tezzeret is probably not good, but you know what? We have a Mana Vault, we have a Grim Monolith, we can untap other things. Like, I'm here to have fun. Hopefully you have fun with me, and let's see what round 1 looks like. We spent way too much time on that deck list. In the future, I hope to get better at editing videos and start editing my videos. Just overall produce more content, but for now I'm just trying it out, see if I like it. So far I do. If more people would engage, I would be obviously more likely to continue doing this. Okay, I like this hand. I don't like the portal, but we have our black source for our booster tutor, which could be anything, even a boat. And then on turn 2 we can go talisman into retrofitter. And then eventually, ooh, okay, so this getting a mana vault. Maybe we can get to this portal sooner than later. Please don't have a wasteland. This is one of the problems with playing less lands. But we have a lot of talismans too, which I did forget to take into account during deck building, as far as getting away with 16 lands. They do not know how bad that might have been for them, as I'm going to go talisman into retrofitter. Just kind of rub the salt in the wound there a little bit. Maybe they're kicking themselves now. Oh, there's an Oko. Okay, that's not good. They probably turn off the talisman. They might do the retrofitter because it's more annoying, but... Oh, just a food. Okay. We like that. Oh, we already have the Mana Vault? So, if counters weren't a thing we had to play around... So, okay, so this makes 1 mana, this makes 2 mana. We can get Trinket Mage for Black Lotus, and the next turn we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and that does the Portal. Portal's not fantastic right now. I also just don't mind holding up Vampiric Tutor for Citadel. I wish we had Artifact lands. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to play the Grim Monolith, I think. Because this accelerates less. I can still Vampiric Tutor, and if they turn this into an Elk, that's fine. Because I think I'm going to try to get Bolas' Citadel here. Yeah, let's do that. And if they turn it into an Elk, I can make mana and make a 1/1 first. Okay, I don't like that they have so much blue mana. Okay, that's a 6. So now they could have a Spell Pierce. So maybe we want to play Mana Vault before we play our Tinker to play around a Spell Pierce. If they have the balls to not Elk my Grim Monolith, I mean, bravo. Absolutely bravo. Okay, that's what I thought. We're going to float that mana. We're going to pay 3. We're going to let that happen. Because we can't block the flyer anyways, but... Oh yeah, there's my floating. Okay, so they're passing priority, so we need to make a dude now. Made our dude. And we are going to continue passing priority. Let them go to combat. They can hit us for 2. They chose not to, and let's Vampiric Tutor. We had the one floating... Okay, I think that was an instant resolve. I think I'm still supposed to play the Mana Vault anyways, just in case. Yeah. Okay, so we can make 3 mana. Then we have 2 mana left. It doesn't do too much, but we haven't played a land yet either the last couple of turns. Let's sack this because it doesn't untap. Okay, let's get our Bolas' Citadel. Maybe we hit a Lotus on the top. Where's our... Oh, here it is. Okay, we play a land. We play a Bauble. We play a Tezzeret. What does that do for us? Not much yet. Keep in mind, we can Trinker for... Trinker. We can Trinket Mage to change the top of our deck. Alright, let's play the Tezzeret. Okay, now we're going to play the Trinket Mage. Let's Trinket Mage for Black Lotus. There's a Lotus Petal. There's a Stock Up. An emblem at the beginning. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's play the Stock Up. I do need to keep in mind of my life total a little bit. Maybe a lot of it. Okay, I'm leaning towards the miscalc here, but we have to use Lotus in order to cast it. So I wouldn't mind like Candelabra either to kind of get back some of our Lotus mana in case we don't use it all. Let's do these two. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So let's play the Black Lotus. I want to get this to 7, but I have to play the Candelabra to do it. Which means we may have to give up on the miscalc. Because this is awkward. I would love to be able to filter, but maybe, okay, no, okay, the Candelabra kind of does that for us. So yeah, let's crack the Black Lotus. I did already admit that this can filter, obviously, our other lands. So let's do that. Let's use this. Untap these two. Pay. And then I'm still going to Booster Tutor, I think. Because we have the Lotus. There's a Chromox, which doesn't do much. There's a Frantic Search, but we're 1 mana short. Well, I'm glad we're Booster Tutoring on like the worst pack of all time. Let's just take the Frantic Search. Let's ult this before we run out of time. Well, let's just pass. Let's turn this into a creature. I don't really want to do it too much more. And then let's no attacks and end. Now, notably, if they Elk the Bolas' Citadel, now it's a 6/6, which is fantastic. We do have a miscalc, so they can only get away with a 3-mana play currently. Oh, they can steal that. I didn't think about that. Wow, Edward massively punting yet again. Why did I do that? Oops, well. Yeah, hopefully they just have a land on top because they already played their land. I can't believe I did that. I told you I was going to O3. Sorry, I was just running out of time and I needed to pick something. I guess I should have chose the bobble maybe, but like I wanted to activate the bobble on their turn. I didn't want to do the lotus petal. I didn't want to do this either. So I guess I could have just done a talisman and done it had just a tapped creature. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Yeah, they can make it a 6/6, or they can just have a thing. I do think it lands on top of their deck. I don't know why they're not casting anything yet. Luckily, oh no, I can't. I'm nowhere near portal. What am I saying? I was like, look, I can portal. Nope. If I draw a Iron Academy on the top of my deck, because I have this Frantic Search. Yeah, heads up play, and by that I mean good job you read your cards, I guess. But no, good job either way for seeing that. Opponent taking some time. I hope they just like play not a Frantic Search, a Fractured Identity, and I can just counter it. That'd be great. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Uh, all right. I am gonna bobble them. I almost forgot to do that. I'm not gonna lie. They have a Brazen Borrower. That's good to know about. We can't do anything about it, but it's good to know about. Okay, we draw an extra card. Let's see a Tolarian Academy. I said, let's see a Tolarian Academy. Oh, I guess I have... No, I already used my Vamp. So yeah, I've used all my black cards. Fantastic. Epic deck. Alright, well, we have a land. We have a talisman. We are forever away. We don't have good attacks. And they have a portal in play, or a citadel in play. Okay, well, let's just pass. Let's turn the food into a creature. I guess now we have decent attacks. We have to block out. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was end of turn. I've never got to play with Tezzeret Cruel Captain, which is one of the reasons why I was excited about taking it. Yep. Those seem like decent blocks to me. Now, notably, we can make a 4/4 because we can pay 1 and then pay 3 to untap. And if we do that, I'm going to try to remember to hold control so I can hold priority so they can't like kill it in response to me untapping. Okay, I think that came off the top because they were at 20. Okay, and there's their land drop. Let's hope for a second land. Why is this exiled? It has retrace? Oh, because of the 6. That's so good. They have to have a land for it. Notably as well, I can, I believe this emblem lets me put this on anything. Yeah, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3+1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it is not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. Okay, so I could have just put it on the 1/1. That was just so embarrassing. So, Heart, I'm looking at you. Call me out on it. Ooh, okay. Just those two? Let's full control. Auto pay, sack this, submit, untap. And then now we don't have to full control anymore. Resolve. I don't think we do. Yeah, and then now I sack this, make a 4/4. They can make it a 3/3 with the Oko, obviously, but if they're elking our stuff, that's not the end of the world. They have a ton of pests now. Also, they have 2 mana up, so maybe they have a land, or they're just keeping up a bounce spell for the Brazen Borrower. which they could bounce the 4/4. Yeah, we might lose this. We can't even upheaval if the it looks like they're going to elk one of our mana, so like upheavaling is not even going to be really a thing either. If they elk one of our mana, I don't hate it because we'll just have more 3/3s in play. I do think they have another land on top of their deck, which is nice. Also, our opponent's mana base is abysmal. It's almost as abysmal as ours, but we're basically mono blue. Tolarian Academy would tap for 3, so that's only 7 mana. No, it's 8 mana. Okay, they're making a thing. So now Tolarian Academy will let us cast Portal, but they're just going to sack 3 1/1s. But we have like Trinket Mage to get back. I will upheaval if we draw it. Of course we don't. We don't even have good attacks here, so... Yep. I definitely want more creatures. We used all of our black spells. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. This is a non-game if I don't do that. Let's just... I mean, they can attack... So if we attack Oko there, we just die, right? Because 5, 7... Yeah. So yeah, we don't have good attacks. Lotus Cobra, okay. They have another land on top of their deck? Because, I mean, they're at 18. They even have food. This is such an embarrassing slog. And, I mean, I'm not dead, so, like, I gotta keep playing. And an upheaval... I mean, I get to replay a Talisman. We're probably going to be a Grim Monolith. They haven't played any fast mana yet, which is good, because if I can top deck an upheaval... Okay, they are going to steal something. Probably our 3/3 blocker. Oh, they did this for 1 to steal the 4/4. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, it's not fine, but... Alright, we have 15 cards left in our deck. There's not very many things. I don't think we can last 2 more turns, like Mystical Tutor probably doesn't do it. Okay. My Talisman of Indulgence, I would like to block the 2/4. Or like Lotus Cobra, I guess would be the same, but it gets removed. And then I can send my Grim Monolith maybe to the Citadel. But it's not looking good for us. The good news is that if this isn't an upheaval on top of our deck, we're likely dead regardless. And we can just go on to game 2, where I won't animate my Balls to Citadel when my opponent clearly has a Oko in play. Okay, yeah, that's lethal. Good game. Well, you guys ready for a round 2? Oh, man. I just can't believe I did that. Please say in the comments how bad I am. It'll make me better. I don't learn unless I get comments that tell me how bad I am. Because I don't know. Maybe that wasn't a misplay. Maybe that was the peak play and they misplayed. So yeah, while we're waiting for our next opponent, going back to why I started streaming and everything, or recording videos. I might stream later on, but I've had a few people tell me that they think I would be good at it, and I've had an interest in it. I wanted to do like vintage specifically more so, but like I just didn't really care to play on Moto. I have grown a little bit on Arena as far like attached to it, because they have like Timeless now, which is fantastic. So it's the client's been growing on me, and they announced this powered cube, and I had already like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago now, started my own cube on Arena where we just draft on Draftmancer and import over, and that's been a lot of fun. Oh man, there's our stock up gone. That was the whole reason why I kept this hand. All right, 03 coming, baby. Maybe I'll do another one. Okay, we can hard cast our Bolas' Citadel. That's nice. I'm not going to play the other Swamp because I don't want them to know that. But yeah, anyways, so I would really appreciate some feedback from you guys. Obviously, the camera changing was one. I did in another video. I mentioned that I do a vintage webcam league with people in order to just play more vintage around, mostly keep in tune because there's not a whole lot of vintage decks or vintage tournaments, which is one of the reasons why I kind of made my own event just to have more. And a lot of people have told me that they really appreciate it. So, anyways, that webcam was meant for my playmat, so people can see what we're doing. Obviously, okay, I like this Bone Crusher. And to wrap up the story, so we can move back onto the game, I just, I guess, laziness didn't want to move it, and I kind of liked showing off my wall a little bit. So, just truth be told. Okay, so obviously I kept this hand. I kept it on the back of we have an artifact, we have a stock up, maybe we can find a tinker for a portal or something. Um, I don't hate that we drew this swamp since we can cast a Bolsa Citadel off of it, and I'm not cracking this bauble until their turn because they've already shown us discard, and I'd rather give them less things to make us discard if they had another discard spell. I think that's about all I've missed during that story on this game. Our opponent is already showing us 4 colors because these aren't triomes, so they're very assuredly in those colors. And if our opponent's just casting Bone Crusher here, I like our chances even with this really bad hand. Okay, we can see a Woe Strider. Oh, a Spell Pierce. I don't hate the Spell Pierce. Oh, and a Retro. That's even better. Yeah, let's play the Retro. We are 1 mana away from Bolas's Citadel. If we draw a Black Lotus, I'll just Black Lotus out the Bolas's Citadel. So I'm glad we have blockers for the Bone Crusher. That's nice. I might even take a Bone Crusher hit because then we can turn our 1/1 next turn. We'll have enough mana to make it a 1/1 flyer after we block. I think that's better. I know we have a Bolas's Citadel, so we should preserve life total, but I might be tapping out anyways. Okay, I cannot Spell Pierce a Woe Strider. I would have Spell Pierced almost anything there if I could have, for the record, just because I'm really hoping to untap and play Bolas's Citadel. At this point, I wouldn't even mind like a Mana Vault into Upheaval would be great. Okay, well, at least we have the Bolas's Citadel next turn. Unless we draw a Mana Vault or a Grim Monolith would be fine now at this point. I don't want to play Upheaval. We are not going to attack. We're going to block the 4/4, make a 1/1. Yep, sacking the 0/1 makes sense. It tells me that their hand's probably not the strongest. It's also a 0/1, like we don't have a lot of pressure, so like it's kind of free to sack. Okay, and they topped. That's not good for us. I hope it's a 4 mana instant or sorcery, or non-creature, I guess, technically. Let's hope for a Fraction of Divinity again. That would be great. Booster Tutor, okay. Can't Spell Pierce it, so I'd rather hopefully Spell Pierce the thing that they get. Maybe they find a Colligan's Command and they can kill our Retrofitter, and then we can Spell Pierce it and look like geniuses. They got a Gaia's Cradle? Okay. That's cool. That was much better than our Booster Tutor. That was probably the worst Booster Tutor I've ever seen, by the way. Not that I've seen a whole lot, but I've maybe 6 or 7, and yeah, that Booster Tutor was horrible. Alright, so now they have 5 mana again. Just play Fraction of Divinity so I can Spell Pierce. Come on. Anything I can Spell Pierce, I don't care. Because I'm slamming this Bolas's Citadel. And I'll be at 11, and that's fine. I'm not going to do the like hold priority trick this time. Because I actually do want to keep up Spell Pierce. Let's go to blocks. Block the 4/3. No, I want to do this. Sack this. And because this doesn't have trample, we won't take its damage because it was already blocked. All right. I kind of hope I get a Grim Monolith or a Mana Vault here, honestly. But since they didn't play anything, I'm just going to untap. And if they have a Kolaghan's Command or something, you know, whatever. I just really want to get a 4/4 in play so that now I can maybe think about blocking the 3/2 and making a 1/1 for the 4/3 again. I mean, they have to commit something to the board, right? So maybe just slamming the Balsa Citadel is not correct here. I tell you what, though, a portal might be correct. Yeah. Do I have enough mana? I think I have enough mana to also hold up Spell Pierce. Because I can sack this token instead of my mana. Alright, well, I hope this resolves. If it doesn't, it costs us a 1/1, but... Okay, it does. Let's get a portal. They might have an artifact removal, but at least the trigger is likely to resolve because they have to have Tishana's Tidebinder. Yep, that's fine. Might as well scry. They can only scry once because I believe Woe Strider says other, but let's find out. Sacrifice another. Yep. Okay, it didn't say other. It said another. Two different words, but you know what I mean. And we probably just get a Woe Strider, honestly. And also, because I'm at 11, I'm actually going to hold back. I don't think damage is going to matter too much in this game. And I just would rather just do this. Also, notably, they're back at 4 mana. But yeah, I'm going to get the Woe Strider. Then I feel good about attacking with my 4/4 at that point. And at this point, too, I'm just not tapping out of the Spell Pierce. I am so far ahead at this point. If they didn't have all that damage in play, I think I might have played the Balsa Citadel, but we're already at 11. They had 7 on board, plus a ton of cards in hand and a ton of mana. That Tinker was a nice draw. So yeah, they are all 5 colors officially. I saw the Savannah, but it might have been like for a fetch. Like for the white, like maybe they had Verdant Catacombs, and now their Verdant Catacombs gets white off of the Savannah. But with the Shifting Woodland, they are very clearly green, because this is not a good land unless you're doing the thing. Okay, they did flashback the Woe Strider. Oh, okay. No, that was a heads-up play. I didn't pay attention to their yard, but that's fine. Yeah, we have more dorks. That's totally fine. I don't care about that at all. I don't necessarily care about this Candelabra, but let's see. So 2, we can pay 3, untap. And pay 1, but then we tap out of this again. This also notably gets their Gaia's Cradle. Yeah, that was a very good play for them. Yeah, let's just play the Candelabra now. I really wish we can draw like a Mana Vault or a Grim Monolith. Just choose not to attack again. This Spell Pierce is very bad now. But luckily, because we have all this mana, we do have a sink, and that's just making more dudes. I will block with the 4/4 if they attack with the Woe Strider. I don't think they would, but I will. I have 7 mana, so it has to be a 6-drop non-creature spell in order for me to counter it. Currently. Okay. That has to be a 7-drop. I'm very interested to see this person's deck. This definitely seems like a wild one. I don't know if their draft just kind of went all over the place, or if they did the Edward special of draft all the lands and see what happens. Okay, they are passing priority. I was getting comfortable there. My hand wasn't on my mouse anymore. opponent continuing to think. I would love to get a Woe Strider into play, so please attack me. Preferably without killing my 4/4, unless it's with the Woe Strider. Okay, they do not attack. That seems smart. Our opponent does not like making Edward-sized misplays when you have the game probably on lock. Archon of Cruelty? That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Yeah, it resolves. I mean, I'm going to discard the Citadel at this point. I could see the Spell Pierce, but like, we're not Citadeling from 8. Resolves, sack this. So okay. This is, because we can always just upheaval actually and just play land and say go. So yeah, let's just cut this. They did tap out. They've already played their land. They don't seem like a true blue deck. I've seen 0 blue cards. They just have an Underground Sea so far. Yeah, let's just take our turn. There's an island. I wouldn't have minded the island last turn so we can untap and like play Talisman. But, I mean, this Archon will literally kill us if I don't cast Upheaval, so... And if they have a Force of Will, you know what? They have a Force of Will. Like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, that's all my mana, just making sure. I'm surprised they didn't block with the 0/1. Because, like, if I had some type of, like, burn-based removal spell, that would have been really nice there. Also, I haven't seen a whole lot of spells, so I might just play this Retrofitter. What have I seen? Like Booster Tutor, Inquisition. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this Retrofitter, I think. It's also less cards I have to discard. Which Swamp goes bye-bye for sure. And the Talismans are nice because they kind of feed into each other to get up to this portal. I have a Vamp and a the other thing though, so I do have this, but that hurts me. Let's just discard these two. Keep a critical mass of artifacts. Next turn, I do get to go Talisman of Creativity and keep up Spell Pierce. I wouldn't be too mad if now I top deck the Mana Vault, but obviously that's suboptimal. But I mean, I'll play it. I'm hoping that they just go land, go, and just discard a bunch of things. Duress? Are you kidding me? I'm getting punished for not holding up my Spell Pierce? Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they could have something else, but whatever. I think they take the Spell Pierce because they have something that I could Spell Pierce, but maybe they have an Animate Dead. That would be a card they could have had this entire time. And just didn't have a way to discard the Archon. If they discard the Archon here, I mean, I guess it's so much mana, so they probably want to discard it anyways, actually. So that's not a tell. Yeah, that Archon really messed up the whole game for us. Okay, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay, so unfortunately, So if I Tolarian Academy, I can tap it for 2. So I can go Talisman. So I can still go land Talisman into Candelabra. So I'm not going to play the Tolarian Academy. I'll just hide it. And then next turn, I haven't done the math yet, but I'll do it while my opponent's. Why is it? Because it's because it's 0. Okay, so anyways, that's 3. Down to 2, down up to 5, 6, 7, 8. But if I play the Talisman, does that pay for itself? Excuse me. Let's find out. Okay, there's also okay. The Vampiric Tutor was really nice. So let's play the Talisman. Let's play the Academy. I'm going to tap the Academy. Pay 1. Untap. Auto pay. So that's 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we get the... What did they discard? Okay, so we can get the Woe. But I'm just gonna make a 2/2 here. 6, 7, 8. Untap. Did I make another 2/2? I can sack this to 1 and then untap it, yeah. But I can also just make a ton of 2/2s. I think I like multiple, not 2/2s, I'm sorry, 1/1s. I think I like multiple 1/1s here. And I'll just leave it at that. And then I'm very likely going to cast this Vampiric Tutor for something. If they play a creature, I may just Portal. I really hope they don't have a Wasteland. But I hope that they just play a creature. I can make them sack it, and then they won't have enough mana to get back their Woe Strider. But they know I can Portal now. I could have Portaled then, obviously, but doesn't seem fantastic. So Upheaval's gone. Portal, not Portal. Bull Citadel's gone. Oh, Detect Phoenix. Okay, I mean that's gonna hit us for 2, unfortunately, but good. I can sack it, and then they have to collect evidence 6. Yeah. This is where like a Jace Vryn's Prodigy would be nice. I'm sure that they're going to attack. Yeah, okay. I am willing to go to 4, I think. But also, like, I don't really need to. And if they have a burn spell, like, that would just be terrible. Plus, they have an eventual Archon, so I kind of need to get them dead. I wish I remembered everything in my deck. I know most of our payoffs are already here, so... Vampiric Tutor for Booster Tutor doesn't seem that bad, but I'm just gonna keep it as is. Okay, well I didn't want to draw an island. Let's attack for 2. So they have 3. They don't have enough to collect evidence, which is nice. That's Portal. We can take the Woe, which will help a lot with the collect evidence, as far as like them not being able to do it. Okay, yeah, that was all the floating mana. That was perfect. 6, 7. Make a few more tokens. I can even make a flyer, obviously, if they have another flying haster. I need to kill them before they get to 8. Which at this point, I just want to make 4/4s probably as fast as possible. I'll admit, it's been an interesting game. Mostly because I didn't have a lot of mana accelerant. Okay, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We love that. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a Woe Strider back. And then that'll help us. Oh, I need to put an upkeep stop because I can sack the 0/1 on my upkeep to scry, which I think I'm going to do. Oh, I almost hit next turn. I'm so sorry. I don't, why does anyone watch me? That seems terrible. Just don't watch me. I am obviously very bad at this game. I do want to make 1/4/4 at least. It looks like I can also make a 1/1 flyer, which I might as well. I have the mana, right? Would hate to get mana burned. Wink. Okay, so I still have my upkeep stop, which is nice. So I'm going to get back to Woe. Resolve. And then my upkeep stop should still be good. So yeah, resolve. And then still in my upkeep, I believe, sack this creature. Resolve. Mountain, swamp to the bottom. Draw. Okay. Go to main phase. Play a land. Combat. We have so much mana, like we can. They might even be dead next turn. I haven't done the math yet, and I'm not going to. I'm just gonna wait to see what they do, and we'll if I mean I'm gonna make actions, right? So like if they're dead, they're dead. You know what? One of you guys figure it out. How about that? That's 5. If they have a dark ritual, that's 7, luckily, so it's still not enough for an Archon. We also get a Phoenix next turn if they don't collect evidence it. Man, imagine if they pitched that Archon. This game would be Jover. I am going to Mystical Tutor. I'm just going to see what's left in my deck. And if there's not anything I want to Mystical Tutor for, okay, Fury's not bad, honestly. They are hard casting it, which is obviously annoying, but like whatever. They can kill a 1/1 and a 2/2, but I get to have responses. They're going to kill the 4/4? That seems wrong. So now a Dark Ritual next turn gives them Archon, which is not great. Wish we had a Time Walk. Wait, that can't be right. I guess they're just going to do 1 damage to the 4/4. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to sack, make this a 4/4. Now I can attack for 8, and then I just let the Woe Strider die. I could make a token, but like I'm going to Mystical Tutor anyways, probably. So, in fact, you know what? Let's Mystical Tutor now. Why would we not get the information first, right? For Booster Tutor, more than likely. I could also see one of the counter spells. Yeah, let's just get the counter spell. I think that's more appropriate. And then we will let that happen. And then we were just going to make a ton of dudes. Well, maybe not a ton of dudes, but we're going to make an army of stuff. Yep. And what's funny is that we even get the Woe Strider back, so we can still... I guess the upkeep thing doesn't matter, but... Let's just make the mana now. I think that's better. Auto pay. And then... Okay, they have... It's good to know that they have something here. I don't know what they could have. Maybe another elemental. I do want to use my artifact mana as much as possible, I think. Or I basically not use the Tolarian Academy. So I'm going to make one more 1/1, I think. Again, I didn't do the math, but I do want to max out on my number of artifacts first. Okay, now I can tap this. Now I can untap artifact. Now I can make a 1/1. Now I can make another 4/4, and then I can untap it and do nothing, so probably it, but I'd rather have another 4/4, so I need to get them dead ASAP. Basically, this memory lapse kind of guarantees us a turn. It's kind of like a time walk. And then they're just dead, I think. So let's do that. And then, okay, so it's my turn. Yes, I'm done. Portal, get back Woe. Or do I just get back the Detective's Phoenix? No, I have flyers, and like even the Archon doesn't trample, so they'd have to have a trampler, and then still collect evidence 6, which is not going to be easy when they only have 1 in their graveyard. Okay, so let's go to combat. If they want to block the 1/1, I'll just turn it into a flyer. Like, it literally is free to attack. I mean, please go to 12. It means they can't shock in a land, which is nice. I'm really glad we took this time memory. I almost said time walk. I'm really glad we took this memory lapse now. Okay, so those are going to trade off, which is fine. Oh, okay, they decided that it's not worth it. I didn't know what they had in their hand. Oh no, they did know the memory lapse was there because the mystical tutor, not vampiric tutor. Yeah, they did know. All right, awesome. We are on the board. Let's continue there. I do think that we should have been firmly 2-0, but you know what? We're not because I'm bad, and that's okay. This channel is definitely meant to have fun. It's one of the reasons why I've always loved the vintage format and the community that's behind it. And just competitive Magic is just not enjoyable for me. No offense to anyone that enjoys it. I know one of my best friends, Caden, he absolutely loves that competitive Magic, but it's just not for me. Okay, that's scary. I definitely need to get out something quickly, probably. Let's just play the Rafine's Tower. Hope they don't have a Wasteland. I would love to draw a Tinker here and just do like the Lotus Petal, Grim Monolith, Tinker them. Because I can go turn 2 Grim Monolith into Lotus Petal and use the Lotus Petal for blue. Okay, yeah, they seem to have a pretty aggressive start, which is not great for us. Here I'm going to... Oh, I can Citadel next turn. Is that better? I probably don't take much more than 4, right? I could, obviously... I'm sorry. I could obviously like get bolted or something, but... Wow, this is tough. I could also just play Talisman and whatever, but like we're trying to win, right? Like that's what we're playing for. Let's just play the Grim Monolith. Obviously, we're always trying to win, but I mean like just like the coolest thing, and we have just like natural triple black too, and we don't even have to play our land first. We can play Lotus Petal into it, and that's not nothing. They're gonna portable hole it. Okay. Okay. Nice. Well, good thing is that we can have a blocker next turn. I wouldn't mind drawing an Academy because I think we can play a Talisman then too. Oh, Esper Sentinel, that's annoying. That's so annoying. Are we dead? I don't think we're dead. Let's stock up. I think Tinker, like, for Portal is going to be, like, our only real out. Okay, well, not Portal. Booster Tutor can find Tinker. Like, if we get lucky, obviously. And I think we're just going to take an island because we don't have land anyways. Guaranteed next turn. And I could just play the there's not a difference, so let's just wait. No, there is, because this is free now. And if they want to remove it, whatever. And when I say it's free, I mean the Esper Sentinel. I could have played Lotus Petal, paid for it to play around this, and then do stock up and sack the Petal, but... Alright, I hope that they don't have another play, and I hope I can find a Tinker. I might want to upkeep... Yeah, I might want to upkeep this Booster Tutor, because if I can find, like, Mystical Tutor off the pack, That's probably worth it. They might have mana. I think they have Reprieve or Mana Tithe here. Like that's why I think they just had 4 mana. Don't do anything. But I think we got to play to our outs. So let's just do this. Yeah, resolve. I'm not gonna pay. If they have it, they have it. Decline. Resolve. Okay, Animate Dead I don't think does anything. There's a Coveted Jewel I don't think does anything. There's a Mana Crypt, that might do something. We do have red, but not in play. Yeah, Animate Dead does literally nothing like I thought. Solitude, don't have any white cards. We could... No, we can't cast Solitude. We're close, though. So what does Mana Crypt do for us? Like, basically nothing, but it's probably the best card in this pack. I could top deck... Let's see. If I top deck Mana Vault or Grim... No, I can't top deck Grim Monolith. If I top deck Monolith, like, then maybe the Pyroglyph is good. Oh, the Pyroglyph's just good anyways, right? Oh, it's a... how big is it? It's a 1, but that's enough to kill something and just get into play. Let's just take the Pyroglyph. Draw. Main. Do this. Play the Pyroglyph. Auto pay. And I think we're supposed to kill the Swift Spear, but this forces them to use their mana, but they didn't do anything, so like, I don't know. This is a weird game. I thought surely they had a Reprieve or a Mana Tithe. Is Restoration in this cube or something? Oh, Wandering Emperor. Okay, I should have thought about that. That makes a lot more sense. But you know what? I'd rather that be in play right now than get my spell reprieved or mana tithed. So that tells me that they probably don't have those unless they're making Edward-style plays and just wanted the Emperor. But I don't think the Emperor adds too much to the board, because even if they uptick it here, I can block any of their stuff. They can uptick even on the Esper, though, to make it a little bit more equal. Of course. Oh, man. Yep. And that's why you can't punt, because this could have been our first loss, but it's probably going to be our second. Oh, Edward. Alright, so let's play the land. Let's play the Trinket Mage. Take action. I think we're supposed to just take the Black Lotus here and kind of pray, maybe. I guess the Mana Vault might be better in that instance. I don't know. Let's just take the Black Lotus. I think it has the highest upside. And then let's play the Talisman and then the Retro. Yep. And we're going to play the Black Lotus now because we've already done the thing. But yeah, if we can draw no, because we're dead on board, right? That got upticked. That's 4. Yeah. I guess we're not technically dead on board yet. I just have to turn this into a dude, and if I'm going to turn it into a dude, I might as well play this first. All right. Go, opponent. The 1/1 will block whatever. Oh my gosh, Comet. I'm sure my death this turn is like 90%. Yeah, because it's like the only way I don't die this turn is like they have regrowth, but they have regrowth from Monastery of Swift Spear, so like I'm sure my death there was like 99%. Once they cast the Comet, it was probably already like 70. Yeah, good game, opponent. Good game. That was a really good game. Unfortunately, they had the portal for our Grim Monolith. I think maybe I don't remember our exact draws, but we would have been able to cast a couple spells that might have mattered off the Bosa Citadel. And the Pyroglyph would have been good if they didn't march it. I mean, I felt decent, not happy, but decent. All right, let's see how this goes. This might be her last match. I hope not. Maybe we can run off six wins in a row. Yeah, feeding the espers like wasn't great either, unfortunately. Okay, this is turn one mana vault untap with Tezzeret. We don't get to hold up memory lapse, but guess what? We can't do that on turn one anyways. So, and we can even Lotus next the turn after that if we want. So yeah, let's keep. We are on the play. Island mana vault. Play Tezzeret. This is the thing that we talked about. Untap. And pass. I'm not going to cycle this. I could see it, but I'm not going to. I could always cycle it next turn if I end up not doing anything with the mana vault mana. Just would like to have the option first. Okay. Let's untap again, I think. Yeah, let's untap again. Let's play Talisman. Yep, let's play Trinket Mage. What does Trinket Mage get us? Like, I know what it gets us, but it's like, it's between retro and currency, and I think I'm supposed to just retro. Now I can play retro. I can make a token, and then I'll just play the Tolarian Academy and say go. Keep in mind, next turn we can ult. Now, let's just hope that they don't have channel. Oh, these are beautiful lands. I want these lands. These are so beautiful. Let's hope they don't have channel. Natural order could also be a problem. Mind Twist, let's just put that back on top. I would love for them to redraw Mind Twist. Decline. We have Tezzeret for that if we want it. Oh, and now I can even... Yeah, now I can even ult without the issue. Am I cracking this? Maybe I just play it, because like we know they have Mind Twist, and this kind of makes their Mind Twist dead. I would hate to crack this and then like draw a fat card. So let's just play this actually. I think that's better. And then let's just go to combat and attack. Let's just make the Lotus Petal a creature. Sure, why not? Okay, if that's all they're doing, I'm okay with this. This does not seem like a bad spot. And let's just make another dude, because then we can tap Academy for more. Yep, gets bigger. Untap. We have 3 more, which isn't, it's just shy. So let's just make another 1/1 and just really maximize that mana. Like, having a flyer here is not that big of a difference. Obviously, I could have sacked my Lotus Petal, but I'm not willing to do that. Decline. Swamp, okay. So maybe I get Concurrency Converter now. Because like untapping this doesn't do a whole lot, and I'm willing to just take 1 again. Well, that kills this though. Okay, so here's what we do. Make another dude. Then we go find something. Oh, I get Candelabra. I'm sorry. I get Candelabra, obviously. Duh. Alright, so then I just play Swamp. Play Candelabra. Make Buku mana. I can probably just wait, though. Let's see what they do. Yep, let's turn this one into a bigger one. So I know they can eat... I guess they eat the Lotus Petal. Okay, yeah, good game. Yeah, so I shouldn't attack with the Lotus Petal or the Trinket, but I can attack with everything else. Yeah, with Isika's Chariot being their best play there, I felt very confident. I was just scared of like a natural order into like an Atraxa or something. That would have been scary. Of course, we have the 1/1 flyers we can sack and make their life gain irrelevant, but the thing has vigilance, and like we can't sack 4/4, so like we'd have to make an army of 1/1s, and attack with an army of 1/1s and sack and make a flyer, block, whatever. It would have been very, very annoying and very long. Okay, what is this, 5? No, that was round 5, I think. So round 6? Yeah, we have turn 3 Tinker, and we're on the play. And this time, if our opponent has a discard spell, we get to make a 2/2. So if they hit our Tinker, that's fine. We just stock up, and maybe we hit Grim Monolith Mana Vault. That seems fine. Sleight of Hand is A-okay with me. Island, not okay with me. It's weird that they didn't do like the band or whatever you want to call it, like the gold band that goes around the circle. I wonder why. Maybe because it would look weird when it's scrunched. I honestly don't know. I'm glad we get to keep the currency converter here. I will gladly sack the talisman over it. If we were like... So we could have not played the talisman and like drawn a discarded a land. But honestly, I'd rather just keep making land drops, and I'm okay with sacking a talisman. Clearly, I'm not going to sacrifice the currency converter, as if we get a ton of... This puts our stuff into play tapped. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. That's annoying. But, I mean, tapped Bolas' Citadel is still a tapped Bolas' Citadel. Yep, let's just go. My turn. Oh my god, we drew the Bolas' Citadel. Oh, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to tinker for Portal, but that doesn't seem great either. But they are tapped out. I don't want to stock, like, I don't know, this just seems horrible. This just seems absolutely horrible. Why did we draw this the Bolas' Citadel? Like, I know I made a misplay round 1, so like threw away a game, but like, I feel like I don't deserve this in 2 different times. Come on. Oh man. Maybe we just stock up. And if we stock up, I guess I hold my land, but I'm not. I don't know. Let's just stock up. Okay. Black Lotus Tezzeret, sure. I kind of want to hold my Black Lotus, kind of. Yeah, because then I can just cast the Bolas' Citadel next turn. Alright. Oh no, I should have played the Lotus because it's interest tapped. Why did I click OK? Just, oh man. I need a punt counter. That's what I need. It's okay. I can tinker for the Citadel, get rid of that maybe, or just play the or play the Black Lotus tapped next turn. Okay, so maybe they are a second color. I hope they play a creature, honestly. Like, I would love for them to play a creature. It would make me feel so much better about Bolas' Citadeling. Artifacts and creatures your opponent control enter tapped. Please play a creature. Oh, okay. Island into Savannah. Yes. Okay. Alright. I like this. Yep, my turn. Oh, this is going to enter tapped, though. Good job, Edward. Okay, so yeah, let's tinker with blue up. At least pretend like we have a Spell Pierce. And I still don't think I want to play the Lotus, because now they could like get rid of it, and I don't want that. I'd rather just play the Bolas' Citadel next turn off of it. It is nice that we've had plays every turn, but it would have been nice to use this currency converter, but we've had plays, so I guess I can't complain. Also, maybe... No, I guess our opponent hasn't shown any black mana yet, so maybe they don't have discard. I was going to say maybe it held us off from discard. Okay, if that's their play, that's fine. Now, it doesn't go to the graveyard. It does go to exile, but, I mean, like I said, if that's their play, I'm okay with that. because we're probably going to Bolas the Citadel now. And they tapped out a double blue, which tells me that was probably an auto-tapper, 1. And 2, it means they probably don't have a counterspell. Brazen Borrower, okay. Yeah, that, I mean, that answers... We're not going to get a Sentinel now. But we can still Bolas the Citadel. And I like that, too. We haven't played a land yet. It's not even our turn, so clearly we haven't played a land yet. So let's play the Black Lotus. Let's play Bolas the Citadel. Okay, Memory Lapse isn't bad, because I'm just going to Memory Lapse basically anything. It's almost quite literally anything. This should be like, our opponent should be aware that this is a counterspell, because we didn't play land. So I don't know what this could be other than... I guess it could be a removal spell. Could be a removal spell. But yeah, I'm going to... literally anything. I'm mana lapse, or whatever, memory lapsing. Yep. Could not have done that fast enough. My turn. That's a Tolarian Academy. We like that. That's a Mana Vault. We like that. Okay. So the Tezzeret's kind of free, and we can search. It's not free if we obviously use the thing. If we don't search, but let's try to use the vault more. Yeah, that's a Candelabra of Tawnos. Okay. Let's get the Candelabra in. Oh yeah, this doesn't use mana, duh. Okay, and the Spell Pierce, I'm okay with the Spell Pierce. Oh. Yeah, let's just... I like the Spell Pierce, but I can always Mystical Tutor for Spell Pierce. So, let's do the Retrofitter. And now we're just kind of popping off. This seems fantastic. Oh, we have to tap that now. Yeah, let's tap it now. I just want to get more artifacts into play. Yeah, good game. Okay. I wasn't slow rolling. I was just trying to figure out like how I wanted to do my turn, and I think I'm supposed to play the artifact there and untap Candelabra and float as much of it into my Tolarian Academy. Well, we're into Platinum now. I finally started punting enough to get into Platinum. I've only played limited for this cube, so... Alright, well, we have at worst, we're going 500. Let's have more hands like that. Actually, we could have done even better than that, I think, but... Yeah, that Mana Vault was a gift. I think that was pick 2 in pack 2. And then I think we got the Tezzeret, like, shortly thereafter. I don't think we got the Tezzeret before the Mana Vault. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. It's a slow hand, but I don't hate it. This definitely makes it to where I might want to not play Grim Monolith on turn 3. I'm sorry, on turn 2 and hold it up until turn 3, I mean. Depending if they make me use the Spell Pierce or not. But then I have the Miscalc. Let's keep. We are on the draw, so I like having a Spell Pierce. Of course, they lead with Mountain. I hope that Mountain is a fluke. And by fluke, I mean I hope that they're a different color that is led with Mountain to kind of throw us off. Either way, if they're a Mountain deck, like an aggro deck, and they didn't have a 1-drop, that's still nice for us. And to play around discard, I am going to use the Urza. Okay, Goblin Bombardment. I mean, that's a free Spell Pierce, so why not? If they are a Boros deck, they probably don't have a lot of targets. And I should have bobbled first, obviously. Oh, they have Lightning Bolt. That's fine. Okay, well, we have all the mana in the world. Oh, we don't have natural black. That's so frustrating. But I'm going to hold this. Yeah, I'm going to hold this just so I can miscalc their next play. And I'm just going to hope I draw natural black. I don't want to Black Lotus into the Booster Tutor. Can't miscalc that. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. My turn. Okay, awesome. Natural black. Now I can Booster Tutor and get basically anything I want. I mean, I have Grixis naturally plus whatever my Lotus wants to crack for. I will miscalc a lot of things here. And I can even pay, which is nice. Yeah, let's miscalc that. I don't know if I want to pay, because I just really want a booster tutor, so I'm going to give them a card. Let's just give them a card. I'm going to say that my booster tutor this turn is going to be better than their random card here. I mean, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana with like basically any color. Also, they don't have white up, which means no mana tithe, which is another reason to make that play. They have lightning bolt up, obviously, which is fine. Emrakul, unfortunately, we're not near. Lutri, we're not near. Mana drain, do I just take in this mana drain? That seems so bad. Wow. We can Croxa, but like that's not gonna do much. We could bat, that's not gonna do much. Wow, is it really just take mana drain? We could blood tithe harvester. But I might just like mana drain better, honestly. Oh, I could just Elder Gargaroth. I guess I should respect that card a little bit in this exact situation. Yeah, we could just Elder Gargaroth. Stop yelling at me. Oh, we have the Vampiric Tutor even. Okay. Yeah. Let's resolve this. We're going to pay for it. Auto pay. And then because I didn't leave up white, I kind of get to leave up Talisman, so now I can upkeep. Vamp for Tinker now, which is nice. So now they have to deal with a 6/6 Vigilance, Reach, Trample, which I've already dissed on this channel. But you know what? In this situation, it was the best card in the pack. Oh, they have 2 Lightning Bolts. That's fine. Now we get to just tinker and have some fun. Yeah, we get to tinker and have some fun. Yeah. Oh, no. I didn't set my upkeep. Why, Edward? Why? Why are you so bad at this game? Edward, man, I just gloated too. What the rubbin'? I deserve to 3/3 this. Imagine if I didn't punt all the time. I might even be good at this game. Oh my god, please don't play a creature. No, and it's a haster. So now they can keep their Ajani. So maybe I just need to upheaval now, sadly. Not attacking with Ajani. Okay. Does upheaval even do anything for me? Like, they get to play 1-drop into 2-drop into 3-drop. So, like, no, it doesn't. Edward, why are you so bad? Also, maybe they even just keep their 3/3, honestly. Upheaval might be my best like option though, honestly. I know that sounds weird, but it leaves Mystical Tutor for Tinker still as an option. Because like Portal, they could sack. I'm running out of time, but Portal they can sack. Here, I still take 3. I get back a thing, but let's take the upheaval. I think that buys me more time. So I can have 3 mana, which is enough to play Talisman into Grim. So yeah, let's pay. Because I haven't played a land yet, obviously. All right, I mean, something. Tinker off the top, still good. Mystical Tutor, still good. I think that's my best bet. Yep. And then if I do draw the Tinker, I'm going to wait, and they probably play the Ajani. I cannot believe I did that. Like, yes, they still get the 3/3, but, I mean, then I get an Ajani or a Monastery Mentor to, like, play other things. Imagine if I let this Goblin Bombardment wheel, or resolve. Pulls a Citadel. Okay, that doesn't do anything. We're nowhere near the black. I cannot believe I messed this up twice. That's so bad. Everyone unsubscribe. I'm retiring. We're done. No, losing's part of the game. It's totally acceptable. I mean, the thing you want to do is just learn. Obviously, like I've done this a couple times where I just forget to do the stops properly or whatever. I mean, I'm technically not dead. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I mean, I don't know what I'm drawing that's getting me out of it. Yeah, I really needed to draw Tinker or Mystical Tutor after the Upheaval. With that said, if these were my draws post Portal, I don't think I'm getting out of it anyways. Oh, okay. That buys me a turn, right? Unless they have the 1-drop? Oh, of course they have the 1-drop. Okay. I say it buys me a turn. I guess I would have had the thing anyways. Because this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. And then, of course, they have the 3/3 haster. So this is definitely much safer. All right. Yep. Good game. I can't believe I did that. That's so abysmal. But it's part of the game. I do hope that you stick around for future drafts. That was yeah, it is what it is. I'll stop beating myself up for it. I'm sure you guys are doing enough of that too. Let's look at the deck. Let's look at this brilliant deck that I should have done better than 3/3. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, so we ended up not playing these cantrips, which honestly I think was kind of fine. We're already on 16 lands. I don't think 15 lands is correct. There's a couple times where like I mean mana was really tight. I don't think switching out a land for like a preordain over. Obviously, I put in preordain before I put inside a hand, but I don't think that that would have been good. Honestly, I could be wrong. But the rest of this deck, I think, is absolutely fantastic. We had great interaction with the Spell Pierce, Miscalc, and Memory Lapse. A stock up to help find our combo. The Tinker. Obviously, drawing our Ballistic Citadel there was just absolutely abysmal in a previous game. Me just not holding up the upkeep on the Vamp Tutor, so I couldn't go get Tinker into Portal. Like, I think this deck is very easily like a 5/3 minimum, and I do mean absolute minimum. And the Booster Tutor, like that's just so good. And like with the Ballistic Citadel too, like being able to Mystical Tutor, like interaction on top if you need to, like if you get stuck with the land on top and have to pass. And you know the Retrofitter is great. We never got to activate Currency Converter, but I love that card. I'm going to play it every time. The Candelabra was a nice pickup. Urza's Bauble did some work. The Black Lotus, this is not the best Black Lotus deck, but you know what? We're going to take it anyways. So yeah, we didn't get punished too much for our black. I think maybe one time, but we drew it I think the very next turn. So this is probably still not enough black sources, but with only the 2 tutors, I think that's fine. But with that said, I had fun, even though I'm terrible at this game, and I hope you did too. I'll see you next time. Have a good night.